What if I told you that your normal Tuesday morning commute is slowly destroying your car? Not a crash, not a flood, not some freak mechanical failure, just you, driving the way you always drive, doing the things you always do. There are 11 weekly habits that most drivers never question, and every single one of them is shaving time off your car's life and money out of your wallet. You won't believe how routine some of these are, so let's get into exactly which habits are doing the most damage. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Number 1. Ignoring low tire pressure. First up is tire pressure, and the reason most drivers get this wrong is they trust their eyes. You look at the tire, it doesn't look flat, so you figure it's fine. But tires lose 1 to 2 psi every single month just from normal temperature swings. So a tire that was properly inflated in October can be running dangerously low by January without ever touching a nail. And low pressure isn't just a soft ride. The tire flexes more than it was built to, which builds heat inside the rubber, and heat is what causes blowouts. Did you know your tire pressure monitoring system doesn't warn you until you're already 8 to 10 psi low? By the time that light comes on, you've been driving on bad tires for weeks. A $4 gauge checks it in 90 seconds. Number 2. Driving with dirty or streaky windshield. Next is your windshield, and this one gets dangerous after dark. A streaky windshield feels like a minor annoyance during the day, but when oncoming headlights hit those grease streaks at night, they scatter light across your entire field of vision and the glare can temporarily blind you. A lot of that film builds up on the inside of the glass because the plastics and vinyl in your dashboard slowly release chemical vapors that settle on the windshield, and that layer gets thicker every week you don't wipe it down. Outside grime from road spray and exhaust does the same thing from the other direction, so your wipers end up smearing it instead of clearing it. Wiper blades cost $12 to $25. A fender bender because you couldn't see the car braking in front of you costs a lot more. Number 3. Letting fuel drop too close to empty. Waiting for the fuel light feels like you're squeezing every mile out of every gallon, but the fuel pump in most modern cars sits at the bottom of the tank and uses the fuel around it as a coolant, so when the tank runs low, that pump is running hot with nothing keeping it cool. Fuel pumps aren't cheap, ranging from $250 to over $1,000 to replace, and most owners never connect that repair bill to their habit of coasting in on fumes. There's a sediment problem too. Debris naturally settles at the bottom of the tank, and a low fuel level forces the pump to draw from exactly that layer, which clogs the fuel filter and contaminates the injectors. You're buying the same amount of gas either way, just buy it earlier. Number 4. Riding the brakes in traffic. In stop-and-go traffic, a lot of drivers rest a light foot on the brake the whole time, not fully pressing, just hovering there, and it feels like control, but the pads are making constant partial contact with the rotors and generating heat without actually stopping anything. Brake pads aren't built for that. They're designed for hard, clean stops followed by a cooling period, and continuous low-grade friction glazes the pad surface, which reduces stopping power and chews through the pad faster at the same time. That high-pitched squeal people ignore for months? It sometimes goes quiet, but only because the glazed layer wore through and now the metal backing is closing in on the rotor. A pad-only replacement runs $80 to $150. Once the rotors go, you're looking at $300 to $700. Number 5. Not checking engine oil level. Most drivers know their oil change schedule, but almost nobody checks the oil level between those changes, and that's where engines get into trouble, because oil burns off and leaks slowly without triggering any warning light. Oil does several jobs at once. It lubricates metal parts, carries heat away from the engine, and suspends combustion byproducts so they don't crust up on internal surfaces. And when the level drops, all of that degrades together. Did you know that oil pressure warning light isn't actually a low oil light? It measures pressure, not volume. So by the time it glows, lubrication failure may already be damaging your bearings and camshafts. Engine replacements run $3,000 to over $10,000. Checking the dipstick takes 30 seconds, and if you're losing oil with no puddle under the car, the engine's burning it internally. Number 6. Overloading the car with unnecessary weight. A lot of drivers treat their trunk like a storage unit, and the bags of sand from last winter are still back there, along with the jumper cables, the gym bag, the toolbox, just in case. All of that weight sits on top of a fuel economy calculation the manufacturer made for a normally loaded car. The EPA puts the fuel penalty at 1 to 2% for every extra 100 pounds, and a lot of drivers are hauling 300 to 500 pounds of stuff they haven't touched in months. That adds up on every single trip. Past the fuel cost, all that weight runs the springs, shocks, and struts harder than they were designed for, and replacing suspension on all four corners runs $400 to over $1,000. Compact car owners take a proportionally bigger hit here than truck drivers do. Number 7. Using cheap or wrong fuel grade. Fuel grade is one of those things people guess at instead of just checking, and for engines that require premium, running regular causes engine knock, which is combustion firing at the wrong moment inside the cylinder. Modern engines have knock sensors that catch this and retard the ignition timing to compensate, so you won't hear the knocking sound. But the engine runs less efficiently and produces less power every single time you fill up with the wrong grade. Repeated knock events, even small ones, slowly damage piston rings and cylinder walls, and that shows up years later as reduced compression and higher oil consumption. Flip side, putting premium in an engine that calls for regular wastes money with zero benefit. There's a sticker inside your fuel door that tells you exactly what grade your engine needs. Number 8. Ignoring unusual sounds or vibrations. New sound in the car, and the radio gets turned up a little. A week later, it's still there, so it goes up more, and this keeps happening until the noise is impossible to ignore, at which point the repair is always bigger than it needed to be. Car noises are diagnostic signals. A worn wheel bearing costs around $150 to fix early, but run it long enough, and it chews into the hub assembly and you're at $400. Steering wheel vibration at highway speeds usually points to a wheel balance issue or a tie rod end. Both cheap fixes until they're not. Your brain genuinely adapts to repeated sounds and stops registering them, which means you also stop noticing how much worse it's gotten. When something new appears, note the speed, the conditions, whether it changes when you brake or turn, and bring that to a mechanic, because that description alone cuts diagnostic time considerably. Number 9. Leaving headlights or interior lights on too long. Coming back to a dead battery from a light you left on is annoying, but the drain itself isn't the worst part. Every deep discharge strips away a measurable chunk of the battery's total capacity, and a battery that gets killed a few times often fails completely within a year. Car batteries are rated for a certain number of charge cycles, and one deep discharge from an overnight dome light can burn through the equivalent of dozens of normal cycles in a single event. Weaken the battery enough and the electronics start behaving strangely. Intermittent warning lights, slow cranking, unreliable starts, because all those systems assume the battery is healthy. Aftermarket dash cams and phone chargers that stay powered after you lock up can drain a battery over just a few days without any obvious warning until the car won't start Monday morning. Number 10. Skipping quick visual checks, leaks, tire wear. Almost nobody walks around their car before getting in, and that 5-second habit skipped every morning is how a slow tire leak turns into a blown tire on the freeway. A nail that's been in the tread overnight can drop pressure enough to put you in blowout territory before you hit the on-ramp, and a tire shop would have plugged it for $10. Fluid puddles under the car tell you exactly what's happening too, because reddish fluid under the front means transmission. Dark oily puddles mean engine oil, and clear fluid near the engine is usually coolant. Catching any of those early means a hose or a gasket, not a seized transmission. Sidewall bulges don't show obvious pressure loss right away, but the structural cords inside have already snapped, and a blowout is just a matter of miles. Number 11. Aggressive driving when the engine is cold. Every time an engine sits overnight, the oil drains down from the upper components and pools in the pan at the bottom. So when you start it up, the camshafts and valve train run dry for the first few seconds while oil pressure builds back up. Those dry seconds already cause more wear than normal. And when you back out of the driveway and immediately push hard, you're asking for high RPM from an engine that still hasn't gotten oil to half its moving parts. Cold oil is also thicker, so it moves slowly through the small passages feeding the bearings, meaning those components run under stress with barely any lubrication. Let it idle for 30 to 60 seconds, then drive gently for the first mile or two, because every cold start where you don't is aging your engine from the first moment of every single trip. every single one of these 11 habits comes from the same place, which is treating your car like something that just works until it doesn't, instead of a machine that's constantly telling you what's happening inside it. One major repair from neglect, a fuel pump, a seized engine, a destroyed transmission, runs 5 to 10 times what the preventive maintenance would have cost, and most drivers who write those checks had weeks of warning they ignored. Don't forget to subscribe, because the next video covers the dashboard warning lights most drivers dismiss and what each one is actually telling you before it gets expensive.